going on, guys? My name is Noel Walters and I am the owner of Elioras. Having a clothing brand is something that I've always wanted to do. It's been a passion of mine for a super long time and I'm finally doing it. Our first launch is in May, and so right now there's been a lot of preparation for our launch in May. I'm working on hat samples, setting up photo shoot dates, working on supplier, getting everything in line with suppliers and all of that. And so in this video, you're going to see a lot of behind the scenes of all of that, and I hope that you are able to learn something, take away something from it, or maybe just enjoy it. So these are the vibes that we're putting out, and I'm grateful that you're watching. I'm grateful that you're here, and thank you for being a part of what we're building. So today is a super exciting day for me because I get to show you guys our hat samples, and it's something that I've been working on for so long, trying to just perfect our core collection hats. Hats are something that I personally love. I enjoy wearing hats. I think the hats are a super sick accessory, and I have tons of hats. And so I wanted to create something for Elioras that I didn't have already, but also felt really elevated. And it was something that I could either dress up with a sweater and a pair of like nice white jeans or cream jeans or like blue jeans, or something that I could wear with a pair of sweats and have it be elevated. So that was the goal with these hats. I think that it's really cool for me too to take things that I like from all of my different hats and basically combine them all into one and create something that I think is absolutely perfect. Here we have a total of 4 hat samples, and I'll explain why I did 4 samples to begin with, but here they are. Something that I've done, let me move this back just to make sure that I'm in the focus. Something that I've done a lot with my past Amazon business is sampling. So I'm very familiar with the process of sampling, but sampling hats is a completely different ballgame. And I'll explain what I did, and maybe this will help you. If you're also in the sampling process, maybe for your brand. If not, I think it'll be cool to just dive into a little bit. But here I've got 4 different hats. I gave the exact same mock-up, which I'll flash somewhere on the screen so you can see it, to 4 suppliers. And I gave them basically the tech pack that I created for this hat. A tech pack is the size, the fit, exactly how big you want the logos to be on the hat. Whether you want the front of the hat to be 3D embroidered, or if that's supposed to be 1D, little details like that. Now, every supplier had different capabilities and had different things that they could give me inside of their tech pack, or inside of my tech pack. And so this first hat, and I'll show you guys all of them, but break down everyone quickly and just show you what I liked about each one. So this one was a lightweight hat, and every hat is the same, cream top, navy bill, navy on the side, and our tag on the back, which some suppliers couldn't do, and that pretty much right away eliminated them in my mind of being a contender, because that to me is just a little detail, but it's really important. Some of them have the tagging on the inside, some suppliers couldn't do that. So the reason why I chose to sample from 4 suppliers was because it hopefully cuts down. It cut down on the amount of time that I would be in the sampling phase. I figured if I could pick 4 suppliers, one of them would have to work, especially if I gave them all the same exact thing. In my mind, that's better than like choosing one supplier, because there's one of these hats that's, in my opinion, just not the best. And if I would have chose just that one supplier to get a hat sample from, then I would be like limited to what they can do and what they can't do. So that's why I chose 4. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I'm sure there's someone who's been running a clothing brand that could teach me better than that, but that's what I did. Here is the first hat. It's just a grid. It's got a grid upper. It's really lightweight. There's things that I didn't like about this hat though. Like the overall quality of it is a little bit, it's just not as there. There was some loose threads around the hat, which I am super particular with. But overall, this one was a pretty decent one. I'll show you the one that we picked last. This one right here was, in my opinion, one of the worst ones. The material on the upper just isn't the best at all. They couldn't tag the back with our Eliora logo. The inside is white, and doesn't even match the upper. It's like a white. It doesn't match the cream. The Eliora here on the side is really scrunched together. It should be a little bit more spaced out, and it doesn't look like this blue matches the blue that they use on the front. There was just a lot of things with this one in particular. The inside looks cheap. This just looks like a cheaper hat. And so I definitely am glad that, I've spread out the suppliers that I got. This one was the third hat, which one is actually pretty sick. And I think that if/when we do activewear in the form of some running items that I have in mind, because I love running. This one was a sick one, but same thing again. The inside of the hat right there is white. It doesn't match the upper, which is such a little detail, but I think that goes such a far way. The back, they couldn't do a cream strap width. They had to do navy. And so that is why this one was pretty much completely eliminated from being a runner. And I got these just to see what they look like in hand, because of course before I got them, they were like, hey, like we can't do a cream on the back. They didn't really tell me about this on the inside, and it's something that I now know to ask for. I just figured that this would be the same color as the upper, but I was wrong. And so these are things that I'm learning as I'm going through this. This is all really new to me. So like I said, I'm a rookie. I'm a rookie in the game. But other things were like, I don't know if you can tell from the side of the hat right here, but this white part, which I just showed you, kind of like hangs down. When you put it on, it kind of just droops a little bit right there, which I wasn't a huge fan of. Regardless, this one is a pretty sick hat. And I think that the upper here, like this upper part, regardless of some of the construction, is really cool. And I think that this would make a cool running hat. And so I'm going to keep this in mind when we go that route in the future, because I think there's some cool things that we could do with this. Now I'm going to show you the hat that I chose out of all of them, and I'm so pumped up about it because I'm grateful that one of these worked, because it could have been the exact opposite where I got all these samples and nothing worked. I'm super picky with the way a hat fits. So if I find a hat that I love, I just continue to beat it basically into the ground, because it's hard for me to find hats that fit my head in a way that I want them to fit or I envision them looking. This is the hat that I chose, and it is just so clean. Everything about this hat is perfect. The materials, it's a thick cotton material on the upper, like almost canvasy. The embroidery here on the side is absolutely perfect. It is so clean. The inside is, I've worn this a few times, so it's a little bit dirty. The inside is constructed perfectly. There are no loose threads, which I was paying a lot of attention to. The inside tag is absolutely spot on. Just the overall, like the inside of this hat compared to, let's say, like this one, which was one of the other contenders, like it's night and day as far as the quality. And going back to my vision for the hat, it's an elevated fashion hat that you can either dress up or dress down, and it looks good with anything. And this, in my mind, captures that. The back tag is absolutely spot on. It's perfect, and it's a little detail, but it's lined in navy, something that I don't even know if the camera could pick up, but I pay attention to stuff like that, and that is super sick to me. The back, the construction, the snap is perfect color. It's thick. Some of these other snaps were a little flimsy. This is a thick snap. The top button perfectly matches the rest. This hat to me is just like the perfect hat. It doesn't get much better than this. And it fits perfect. So like on the side of the hat, like if I push this hat all the way down, some of these other hats like come over my ears and make my ear go like this. So with this hat, being able to just rock it like this, and from the side, like it just has a really good construction about it. And when I got this hat in the mail, it wasn't like some of these other hats were like this. It came in like this. And I'm just like, from the customer to receive a hat and have it be like this, granted I would ship it, in a box so it doesn't get smushed, but just like it bouncing around like this in the box, like inevitably it would kind of end up like this. With this hat, it's the exact opposite, to where if it's bouncing around, it keeps its structure. Like no matter what it does, it pops back up to its structure, which is so sick because it's flimsy to where it's comfortable, but it has such a sick structure to it, and I'm just so excited about this hat. The cool thing is now is we have a hat manufacturer that can pretty much do what we need to do to get to the quality that I'm expecting. So that is super promising for all the future things that we have in store. Yeah, this will be available in May with all of our spring summer collection. I have just like a little template website up, elioraclothing.com. You can go there and just put your email in if you want to be notified when we do go live. But there'll be a lot more to come there. But this is the spring summer core collection hat, baby. Good morning, guys. I am about to hop on a call right now with a potential manufacturer. Believe it or not, this is for fall winter 2025. I want to do a collection of sweaters, and there's a very specific look that I'm trying to achieve with the way that these sweaters look. And so what I'm doing now is I'm trying to vet different suppliers that I think that they could be capable of producing that. So right now I'm about to hop on a call and see if this could be a good fit for the pieces that I want to create.
A little bit kind of about what you're looking to do, anything like that, kind of where you're at right now.
Definitely. So what I'm looking to produce are essentially 2 pending 3 knit sweaters. I'm picturing these sweaters are probably going to be 100% cotton or some sort of blend around that. The style that we want to go through are going to be 1 light brownish sweater and then 1 black sweater.
And then like the brand name over top as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So right now I'm going through and picking out some props for our photo shoot that we have coming at the end of April. I'm picking out this rug right here and I'm matching it with these stools, and I also have like this modern chair that's actually in my apartment that I'm going to be using for the shoot too. So I'm going to be using these stools, this rug, and a lamp that I have, and then also that modern chair. But the vibe that I'm going for with this shoot is going to be like it's a cozy modern type of feel to it. And so what I wanted was a rug like this one that was plain, that doesn't take away from the setting that we're shooting in. And as you can see, like this rug is super natural looking, and that was important for me. And same with these stools, like these are just walnut stools, which will look really good with the color of this rug, I think. It's always hard to buy stuff online because it looks different, especially stuff like furniture when you get it in hand, but I think this will look really cool once it's all put together. But right now I'm literally going through, I know that I needed these 2 items. I also need, I just bought a clothing rack. It's a huge clothing rack that'll fit all the pieces that we're shooting on as well, so that's super sick. So these 2 things, the lamp, I'm trying to think what else I need. This should be it for now. But for the lamp, I'm gonna need like a travel power supply because the area that we're shooting the photo shoot in doesn't have power. That's pretty much it. A couple other things I'll grab for the shoot, but this is primarily what I was looking for, just something that's super basic, and I think this fits the vibe perfect. So I just got back from the gym and I whipped up a little bit of a dinner. I'm gonna break down for you what I'm having. Tonight I air fried sweet potatoes, and then I made like this cinnamon butter that I dip them in, kind of like Texas Roadhouse if you've ever been there. And then I have these bowls that I make. I call them little teriyaki bowls, but essentially what goes into it is beans, spinach, 2 chicken breasts, a cup of rice, red onion and tomato, and essentially this is pretty much all you need. This will keep me full until a little bit later tonight. But yeah, this is what I eat pretty much every night unless I make beef or something like that. But if I'm having chicken, I pretty much make this with some sort of teriyaki bowl, which is really good. And this teriyaki sauce right here is literally the best teriyaki sauce that I've ever had, and I'm a pretty big teriyaki sauce fan. And this one's really good. So I just got done inviting everyone we're having 2 different shoots that we're doing. One is going to be a warehouse shoot, and that shoot is going to be where we're capturing a bunch of different angles and up close shots for our website. And that one is going to be super exciting because for that shoot, what we're going to do is we have the warehouse picked out right now, it's the perfect location. And we're going to have a little DJ booth set up for that and sort of capture me styling the pieces, me just maybe modeling some pieces, but just creating sort of like that vibe of, I had this vision of just like having house music playing while styling pieces, while like a bunch of different things are going on. But it's really exciting for me just to start to send out these texts because people are pumped up, and it makes me pumped up. The other people are pumped up to just be a part of this. And that's just, it's so cool to be able to have something that I've envisioned for so long. Just like we're so close. Like we are so close, and I can't wait for May, because May is when all of this actually gets to be put out there. And there's been a lot going into the buildup of the brand and the announcements of the brand and all of that. So stay tuned for everything that is involved with the core collection release, and just know that there's things going on behind the scenes right now that I am definitely capturing, but I'm not necessarily able to show it yet because it's all in build up to where we're going. So it's just been a really fun night right now, just being able to kind of sit back, reflect, and send out those texts, because it's so dope just to be able to interact with people who are close to me and also have them be fired up about what we're building. All right, guys, today is the day where I take all of our production. I'm going to show you some of it. We take all of our production right here, which is in this, we've got a bunch of t-shirts, hoodies. This is going to be like a random drop for the middle of spring, summer that isn't core. But this is all of our core collection that will be live in May. We've got shorts, hoodies, everything is a set. Everything's going to match completely. And then, of course, you've got the hat that I'm rocking as a part of that. So the hat is done and that's in production. But now these are going to get dropped off locally to get some production done. But I want to show you guys something that I've been working on, something that just came in. Check this out. So, super official, I know. This is our hang tag, and it's basic, but look at how clean that looks when this is folded up and put inside of our presentation bags that we're going to do as well. So this is just something that's extra. I should have had it, and this is hindsight. This is things that I'm learning as I'm going through and creating our first job for this brand. I should have had this double-sided. I realize this now. But maybe with this, I can do something creative. I don't know. I'm thinking through that. I'm going to probably end up putting something on the side, but at least on one side there's Elioras, and this is like a little cloth linen hang tag, which is super sick, and it hangs from the inside of the hoodie like this. So we have all of our hoodies are tagged, of course, and it just loops around that, and you just have to tie them. So I thought that was super sick. And something that I'm learning as I'm going through this is just like the little attention to detail that I'm putting into all of the pieces. Like this right here. This is our t-shirt drop delivery bag. So all the t-shirts that get ordered are going to get put into one of these. I've got a bigger size for hoodies. So I'm hoping that once everything's done, t-shirts fit perfectly in here, which I tested and they do. And then hoodies will also fit in the bigger bag, which is about, it comes down to here. But this is, again, just something that's super simple, but I think it just adds that level of attention to detail that I'm trying to hit with this job. Just the level of attention to detail that I appreciate from brands. So I'm trying to also add that with what we're doing, just to stay consistent with my expectations when I'm ordering clothes. So now what I'm gonna do is make some more coffee. I just had a meeting with my photographer, Noah, who you've seen in a couple of these clips. I'll set this down just to give you guys a quick update. But hey, Berkeley, hey. We're gonna do a few different shoots for the core collection. Okay. The first one is gonna be where we're just doing stills for the website. And I've got a super sick vibe that we're going to create for that. And we're gonna have sort of like a DJ there, and it's gonna be sick. I'm gonna show you guys all of it towards the end of April, so you'll also see everything behind the scenes. And I'm super stoked for both of those campaigns, and I've been in the process of planning those all out, getting all the props in order, getting the locations set, getting all the things that I need to have as the guy who is responsible for the close, and kind of guiding the creativeness of the campaigns. So I've been trying to make sure that everything is ironed out, and so a lot of those conversations have been happening now, and just trying to make this. I have a vision in my head for how I want this all to look, but now it's just a matter of like actually having the vision come to life, which is it's a sick part, but it's also a part that I'm working through for the first time. So we'll see how this ends up, but I'm super excited for everything that we have in store. We also just planned a New York trip in the beginning of May, and we're going to go visit one of our factories down in New York, or I should say over in New York. But that's going to be super sick, and that is going to be for our fall winter collection, which I'm already planning out now. But that factory, just from the pictures that I've seen and the products that we're having done for fall winter, are just, they're so perfect. They're insane. So I have really high hopes for that, but it'll be sick to see that factory in May. So there's a lot of fun things coming up, and I appreciate you for riding with me and kind of being supportive while things are still, because things are going to start going quick. So if you have been watching my videos, have been commenting, have been showing love, maybe subscribing, I want you to know how much that personally means to me. As I'm growing a brand, it's super sick to see people also, be brought in by the brand and care about the brand and the process and all of that. Like it is so dope to me. So thank you for riding with me. Thank you for being here. It really just truly means the world to me.